global newscast that captures it all, not just here at home, but around the world. Watched by millions in nearly 200 countries who together will discover just how remarkable this day has been. Worldview, weeknight 6 Eastern on CNN.
As we said, WordPerfect was once the world's dominant word processing program. It is now attempting to make a comeback with a new owner. Can it regain its title from the current leader, Microsoft Word? Well, if it can, it'll mean a big boost to a new high-tech center north of the U.S. border. Last March, WordPerfect, once the world's top word processing program, was dumped by networking giant Novell of Utah and bought for $200 million by a company called Corel, the home of graphics program Corel Draw. It was a new corporate neighborhood with unfamiliar names like Mitel and Newbridge. What is striking is that these high-tech companies are not in California's Silicon Valley. They are not in Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, Washington. They are off the beaten path in the quiet capital of America's biggest trading partner, Canada. The region goes by the name of the Ottawa Valley, home to a government town in the throes of cutbacks and downsizing. High technology has eased the impact of bad times, providing the local economy with 36,000 jobs.
Good afternoon, Crow Corporation.
Into this environment came WordPerfect, bought for $200 million by Corel, the maker of, among other products, Corel Draw, a leading graphics design program. Yet analysts and investors had doubts about the purchase, for it pits a Canadian David against the Microsoft Goliath.
It had fallen a bit in market share.
A bit? More like a plunge, from $600 million in 1994 to annualized sales of just $200 million, judging by revenues in the final quarter of 95. Fears about the wisdom of buying WordPerfect were so great that Corel's stock went plummeting too.
It's still a risky acquisition in a lot of people's minds, but Copeland believes that Corel is a marketing powerhouse.
Indeed. Copeland has already nailed his corporate name to women's tennis and to a local sports arena. His reputation for flamboyance includes a lavish Ottawa home complete with indoor squash courts and exercise equipment. With marketing flair and the savvy inclusion of Java programming language, Copeland believes he can recoup WordPerfect's market share.
You can find Roger there.
He is also banking on sales of a new video conference product that, in competition with giants like Intel, may render the corporate conference room obsolete. Whether he and others here succeed may ultimately determine Ottawa's future as a North American high-tech center.
I hate to use the Silicon Valley North just because it begs the comparison to Silicon Valley, and of course it's tiny in comparison.
It is tiny, but growing, and willing to gamble. It is perhaps both a benefit and a drawback that these Ottawa high-tech companies are working away from the industry limelight, so some of their products may come as a bit of a surprise, and we'll be looking at a few of them in the coming weeks. Now, if you'd like more information on today's show or about anything happening at CNN, why don't you visit our homepage on the World Wide Web. The address is CNN.com. You'll find links to related websites and up-to-the-minute news and information. And if you'd like to email us, our address is computer.connect@cnn.com. Have you got time to eat a 5-course meal waiting for your computer's modem to download something? Well, you may have to switch to fast food, because coming up, a modem that moves sound and pictures in just an instant.
Well, if my check is $100, I get back $20. If my check is $300, I get back $60. If it's $600, I get back $120.
Introducing a special invitation from Dining a la Carte, a 2-month trial membership for free.
We have dinner, just like always, add on my tip and everything else, and hand in my Visa card. At the end of the month, we see a check. It says whatever restaurant and Tarantino's, and we've got our 20% back off from the bill.
Dining a la Carte works with your credit cards. There are no embarrassing coupons and never any restaurant blackout periods.
I love the amount of money that I've saved with Dining a la Carte. I've saved well over $1,000. I've recommended it to friends because it has worked so well for me. I like especially the part that no one knows that you're using it.
Just dine at participating restaurants. In about 30 days, you'll receive a statement listing the restaurants you dined at with a rebate check that equals 20% of your total restaurant charges, including tax and tips.
One thing that I liked about the program was just that it's so easy. I mean, you use your card like you would if you had nothing going on, no coupons or anything, and you get a check in the mail, you know, a couple weeks later. It's just so simple. It's the way to go.
As an attorney, I'm frequently in a position of entertaining clients, and using dining a la carte permits me to do so more often and gives me a great selection of restaurants to choose from.
Dining a la carte is a good thing for people who like to go out for dinners and like to save money.
And here's your special invitation. Call right now for a free 2-month trial membership. Then dine at thousands of restaurants and get 20% rebate checks mailed to your home. So call the number on your screen now.
Dining a la carte is earning extra money.
Just for eating out.
Turn to the World Wide Web for information on this year's NBA playoffs. The official site of the National Basketball Association will tell you when and where the playoff games will be. Get the inside scoop on the teams involved and detailed biographical information about your favorite players. It is the 80th running of the Indy 500, that annual test of man and machine, and Brickyard.com is the official website of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Learn about the history of motorsport's most prestigious event, the results of all the races dating back to 1911, as well as this year's lineup, can all be found there. There is also an excellent photo gallery with portraits of the participants and this year's qualifying action. And because of disagreements between competing IndyCar organizations, there will be 2 500-mile races on Memorial Day. The fastest and most experienced IndyCar racers will inaugurate the U.S. 500 in Michigan. The Star News Online SpeedNet website has complete coverage of both races and the controversy that caused them. Time is money, and that is true literally when using online services. Well, now get ready for a money-saving leap that will make downloading a snap. Greg Lefebvre reporting now on lightning-quick cable modems.
Coming, though maybe not soon, to a computer screen near you, the internet at the speed of light. It happens with a modem that plugs not into the telephone system, but to the cable TV system. It zaps pictures and sound down the internet instantly.
They're fast, which is very important when you're working with 30 kids.
That's a blessing to 5th grade teacher Paige McDonald.
Okay, maybe you should look that one up. When you're trying to download something, you need to make an impact, and you can't sit there for 10 minutes waiting for a picture to draw itself on your screen.
Chisels, compasses, and calipers.
The difference is speed. Example, to bring in a 2-megabyte file, that could be an entire program, on a typical modem might take 18 minutes. With an ISDN line, the hot thing last year, about 2 minutes. But a cable modem dumps it in just 2 seconds. Speed makes new things possible, playing back entire video stories, not just clips.
Until people get high speed to the homes, the internet will remain a small fad for a small part of the community.
The kids are sitting here working, and they're able to, view things as they type them in, which is great.
Most people using modems now, this is probably 100 to 1,000 times faster than people's modems.
They're in short supply. In Palo Alto, California, naturally the cradle of Silicon Valley, they've got them. But nationwide, only 1 in 20 systems can handle the 2-way communication that cable modems require. And only a handful of cable systems are actually online. Cable amplifiers that now send signals one way to the home must be modified or replaced to transmit both ways. And cable modems cost a lot, about $400. With manufacturers jumping in like Motorola, US Robotics, Zenith, Hewlett-Packard, and COM21, availability goes up and prices will likely come down.
What they're really good for is if you want to receive audio products, if you want to receive video products, if you want to receive multimedia.
Cable operators warn that content is important, that the fastest modems in the world will only succeed if the stuff they carry is worth watching. Greg Lefebvre, CNN, San Francisco.
The pace of things in the computer industry is not only getting faster, it is also getting smaller. This is a standard-size CD-ROM, which you're all well acquainted with by now. Well, coming down the pike soon may be miniature versions of these, all because of a new microscope under development at IBM Labs in New York. And Al Hinman paid a visit.
Imagine a computer storage disk the size of a penny, capable of storing all the data contained in the Library of Congress. Today's computer microchip technology does not offer such microscopic high-density data storage, but these researchers at IBM's Watson Research Center believe it can be done in the foreseeable future.
Roughly about 500 times more data on a CD-ROM compared to what they have right now.
Shrinking data is not the trick, reading it is. And the solution could be this new type optical microscope. The device can see objects 500 times smaller than what's possible with the best standard optical microscope. Until now, such submolecular level viewing was possible only with electron microscopes.
The transmission electron microscopes can look at features down to almost the atomic level, but optical microscopes cannot. And recently we've come up with an invention that allows one to come very close to electron microscope resolution with visible light.
Visible light makes a difference when scientists want to study a living virus such as HIV.
The fact that you're using light means you can look at this in a natural environment.
The secret to the new microscope is this tiny vibrating needle, its tip only 5 atoms wide. As a laser light is focused through the sample to be studied, the vibrating tip scatters the light. The modulations or variations in light are recorded and mapped by a computer. The result is never-before-seen images and the potential for a wealth of new scientific research. The technology that may make that happen also could offer the computer industry a brand new super miniature information storage system. The IBM researchers say their new optical microscope can read data on a CD-ROM packed with up to 500 times more information than on a standard compact disc.
That means that on a disk the size of a penny, you could store roughly about 30 full-length movies.
Don't start looking for penny-sized CDs at your computer or audio store anytime soon. The researchers say there's a lot more research yet to be done. Al Hinman, CNN, Yorktown Heights, New York.
And just ahead, we'll have a look at what's new in interactive software. How do entertainment and business hotshots make sure that they create a CD-ROM that's going to sell? Well, meet a secret test team that warns of an impending dud.
World champion Atlanta Braves, all season on TBS.
It's a funny thing. All these guys built empires, made loads of money, yet rarely ever cracked a smile. At CNN FM, we'll help you make a few bucks and have a good time doing it. CNN FM, business unusual.
If you feel there's not enough quality children's programming on television, here's some good news. Cartoon Network and Children's Television Workshop, the creators of Sesame Street, have gotten together to make a new kind of show for you and your preschooler. It's called Big Bag, and it's enriching and entertaining with brand new Muppets created by Jim Henson's studios. Big Bag can only be seen on Cartoon Network, so call your cable operator and be a part of the next generation in quality children's television.
Today on CNN, for the first time, Israelis will pick a prime minister at the ballot box. The leading candidates, Benjamin Netanyahu and current Prime Minister Shimon Peres, face off in a debate. Complete coverage today, 1:30 Eastern on CNN.
TBS takes a fascinating behind-the-scenes look at the hottest music in America. The stars, the songs, the celebration. America's music, the roots of country. Premieres June 2nd at 7 Eastern, exclusively on TBS.
Today on a special late edition, Saving America's Cities. I'm Frank Sesno. Housing Secretary Henry Cisneros walks us through one of America's most troubled inner cities, plus Jack Kemp and others. Late edition today, noon Eastern on CNN.
5 years ago, these little silver discs were virtually unknown, and now there are thousands of CD-ROM interactive programs on the market. How do developers ensure that they are going to have a hit? Well, some big names in Hollywood, accustomed to blockbusters, have a few methods of their own, and Dennis Michael has our story.
Look what happens when the creators of the Terminator team up with the creators of Barbie.
Hi, I'm Barbie. Let's make some fun clothes for me to wear.
Young clothing designers can create an outfit for the fashion doll digitally, see her wear it in high-resolution graphics, and even make the outfit with special printable fabric. Barbie Fashion Designer was created by an impressive team, the marketing might of the toy giant Mattel and one of Hollywood's highest-tech studios, Digital Domain.
From the Digital Domain side, we brought in the strength of digital production technology, animation, and just a very cool look graphically and a very cool feel. Mattel brings to it certainly their brand in Barbie and a tremendous amount of knowledge on play patterns of children, especially girls.
The CD-ROM market is currently glutted with product that works poorly or does little of interest, but the evolution of the business is moving along briskly, and some of the brightest talents of the entertainment industry are deeply involved in its future.
What was your favorite that you saw so far?
I like making the cake.
These kids are playing with one of tomorrow's toys. They're helping fine-tune Let's Get Cooking, one of the first 4 titles set to arrive from the DreamWorks Interactive Studios. Elsewhere, programmers are finishing work on Goosebumps, based on the phenomenally popular set of children's books by R.L. Stine. The technology of interactivity is mostly in place. Now what's needed is a little more magic.
The thing that makes magic happen in anything is that you are emotionally moved. You're taken to a special place and taken away. And games to date have not done it, and that's desperately what we want to do.
In the fast-moving high-tech market of the 90s, it's easy to forget that this is a business that's less than 5 years old, says DreamWorks partner Jeffrey Katzenberg.
What exactly it's going to be, none of us know yet. It's over the horizon, and I don't think that's something to fear. You know, I think it's something to look forward to. We want to be on this rocket ship that we, think this new media represents, and we want to participate in it, and we want to learn as it grows and evolves.
Getting the full potential out of interactive technology will be a tough problem to solve, but the question is increasingly being addressed by the heavyweights. Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
Well, we're done already for another week. Thank you for being a part of the CNN Computer Connection. I'm Brian Nelson, and we'll have a lot of stories next week, including how to play computer games with thousands of your new best friends, game networks on the internet, on the next edition of the CNN Computer Connection. See you then.
This week on CNN Sunday Morning, Israelis will pick a prime minister at the polls for the first time ever. An election preview Sunday, 8 Eastern on CNN.
Salaries have skyrocketed, and Congress gave itself a 30% pay raise. But our congressman voted 5 times to block a minimum wage increase. And that's after he voted to cut Medicare and college loans, all to give a big tax break to the rich.
That's just wrong. Our congressmen should stop playing political games and start voting for working families for a change.
Let's tell Congressman Bunn, raise the minimum wage.
They're